Hello, I am Ashok. Today I will be talking about the quiet leadership. Garrulous Stone Age lecture about discipline and toughness, waving arms like an enthusiastic traffic cop, while bored owls wondering when they can get back to sip coffee and work, is an outdated leadership model. Best deserve a place in a museum with a do not touch sign. In modern workplaces, millennials and Gen Z especially have no appetite for that old school noise. They want to grow, they want to be heard, they want to lead, not be herded. They want someone who treats them as human beings, not worker boats. So, today's times, you need a completely different kind of leadership. The kind that doesn't shout, doesn't intimidate. Let us understand Carlo Ancelotti, a man who has managed Real Madrid, AC Milan, Chelsea, Bayern, a man who commanded dressing rooms full of egos the size of small planets, a man who has won trophies without ever raising his voice enough to disturb a houseplant. Carlo Ancelotti's quiet leadership is basically a playbook for leaders who don't need to roar to run an empire. Carlo starts with the simple truth: players are human beings first and footballers second. For him, respect is not a tactic, it is the culture. Through the book, he takes us behind the velvet curtain of football's biggest stages: Milano, Valdebebas, Munich, London, locker rooms where superstars orbit like asteroids. And instead of wrestling egos, he listens, observes, understands. He reads people like seasoned sailors read the winds. Zlatan, Pirlo, Cristiano, Beckham. These aren't just names. They are the cathedrals of confidence. Yet, with Carlo, they softened, trusted, and followed, not because he imposed his will, but because he built relationships where talent could breathe. Carlo walks the touchline with the serenity of a man listening to jazz in his head. Calm in chaos, stillness in storm, and that quietness, that's where his strength lies. He teaches leaders something most corporate bosses, not just corporate but every workplace, forget. Composure is contagious, empathy is rocket fuel, and understanding people is how you get extraordinary performance out of ordinary movements. His personal journey is full of turning points that shaped this philosophy. Early failures that taught him humility, early successes that taught him restraint, and iconic teams that taught him the power of collective belief. When he says leadership is about building trust, nurturing culture, and knowing your people as individuals, he isn't giving motivational poster advice. He is describing the architecture of his success. After leaving Real Madrid at the age of 66, he is now coaching Brazil for the World Cup 2026. His playbook is for everyone: leading a team, running a project, mentoring talent, or trying not to scare away even a bright intern who will quit the moment someone barks at them. It forces you to reevaluate your style. Do you listen before you act? Do you make space for your team to thrive? Do you lead with wisdom, humility, and passion instead of fossilized philosophies from the Jurassic era of management? Breathing down your colleagues' necks, bullying, micromanaging, all of that has the same result. People leave, creativity dies, and progress sinks faster than a phone in a swimming pool. Today, the world doesn't need louder leaders, it needs quieter ones who can be the most powerful in offices, in teams, in families. Not louder leaders, just the wiser ones. Yes, just quiet and wiser ones. If you want to understand real leadership, the kind that wins loyalty, trust, and results, I would recommend reading Quiet Leadership. And maybe, just maybe, it can help you adopting a bit of that quiet strength. So, guys, cheers to you and all the best in whatever you do. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Bye.